Here is 5 tips to improve socializing, or if you're someone who struggles with social anxiety, here are just 5 tips or hacks on an external level that you can do. Maybe you're just scrolling through YouTube and you stumble on this video. Confidence and like socializing and being good at it comes more on an inner level, like being okay with who you are and being confident as your soul and your essence. That's still something I'm working on, but this is just 5 external things that you can work on that, you might get it in a few days or a few weeks or a few months or even a few years or 10 years or 20 or 30 years. Don't get too stressed about if you haven't done these and that these things are taking a long time to develop, because that's part of the journey. It's just the growth. Don't get too caught up that it might take you a few years to learn these and that you're not someone who's good at socializing. That's not true. Just keep practicing and keep getting better. If you implement these 5 things, these 4 things, then you can really develop your social game and just being better at communicating and being less socially awkward. So the first thing is that I want to share with you guys, I'm looking at my notes, is that posture. Posture is something that you want to develop, and it's having kind of a relaxed posture but upright posture. That's very important. I used to have more my shoulders slouching, looking down, and you can see how that doesn't come across as confident, rather looking up and then leaning your shoulders back and then relaxing it, and just practice, right? Try to feel it. There's got to be a lot of videos on posture, but I just want to implement the seeds in your mind. So posture, and posture just shows, it allows you to convey confidence, but also allows you to welcome people when you walk on the street or if you're at the gym or anything like that. Your posture is really important. The second thing that I wrote, so I have 4 points. The second thing is smile. Now, smile, once again, allows people to feel welcome to talk to you. I used to have a really strong resting bitch face where it's like this, and it's not very welcoming. Like I'm looking like I'm kind of tired, and it's been something I've been working on for a long time. So like I said, don't feel discouraged if this takes you a few years. You can get good at communicating. It just takes time, right? Some people are conditioned to be socially awkward, but it just takes time to get better. So smile, right? When you're walking on the street, posture, once again, head up, look up. I know it can be very difficult at first, but like I said, it takes time. I'm just implementing the seeds. When you walk on the street, posture is good. Imagine I'm just walking on the street and then smile, right? Now, if you're someone who struggles a lot with social anxiety and maybe even somewhat depressed as well, you might find it hard to smile. Like, why am I smiling? Is my smile fake? Is people gonna think I'm weird? All these things. But when it comes to smile, it's just it's like a small movement in the mouth and the crease in the eyes and like the cheekbone. Basically, how I like to think about it is think about something that makes you happy or makes you laugh a little bit, right? So maybe like a funny meme or a funny character in a show or something funny in your life, an event. And if you're someone who's still struggling to find something funny, one thing that helped me in the past was thinking how ridiculous I am to practice my social skills because I absolutely suck at it, or about how I suck at talking to people or how I'm afraid at talking to people. And I use that pain as something to laugh at. So I'm kind of going third dimension, third point of view, looking down on myself and just laughing at myself like, oh my gosh, like I suck at talking to people. So that's something that I can smile right now to practice this. So then I'll be walking on the street and I'll have my resting bitch face. Or when I was in school, I'll have my resting bitch face. But then I'll just think about how like I want to practice smiling. I don't have anything to laugh at. My brain is going overthinking overdrive. So I'm kind of anxious and stressed. What is there to smile about? But I'm like, how about I laugh at myself? Because then I'm giving myself no ammunition to take control of me. I'm laughing at myself. And so as I'm walking, I'm like this. And that smile just comes naturally because I'm just thinking about how ridiculous it is that I used to perceive everyone as being good at socializing and I suck, and how I'm trying to work on this and how I suck at talking to people. So that smile really helped me start welcoming others to me. Back then I used to think no one wanted to talk to me because my posture was low. I looked like I was angry and sad all the time. It was tough for people to talk to me. But if you allow your posture to be open and you allow yourself to smile a little bit like this, then that's point 2. Next point is one that's very difficult, and this one might need some inner work, but it's basically eye contact, right? Holding eye contact when you look at someone. If you want some tips in terms of eye contact, something that for me, I didn't do this much often, but you can try is like you can look at the left eye, then the right eye, then maybe the lip a little bit, and then back to the left and right eye. If you're someone who struggles to make eye contact. But I would say that's not really necessary. It's just something to practice. It's just exposure. So walking on the streets and just making eye contact with people, that will help you hold eye contact when you're having a conversation with someone that you want to get to know. That may be a stranger or maybe a friend of a friend or a family member. That would just help you. Another thing that I used to do was just make eye contact in the mirror and look at my face. That helps. Now, why is eye contact so important? Because eye contact allows you to kind of be present and also validate the other person that you're talking to. Of course, if you're driving and you have someone next to you, don't hold eye contact for long. That's dangerous. You might get crashed, whatever. But just in general, when you're walking or when you're sitting, having dinner, whatever, hold eye contact. That way you can be present. Now, don't just hold eye contact for the sake of holding eye contact. Hold eye contact so you can allow yourself to look at the person and just like look at the little movements in what they're saying or their face and just their expression so you can truly be present and truly just interact with them. Like how I'm kind of doing right now. I'm looking at you in the eye and like I'm trying to visualize who I'm talking to. It just allows you to have a better, more experience with talking to someone. So holding eye contact, once again, is very important. How do you get better at it? Just takes time. I recommend looking in the mirror, expose yourself a little bit, and then going outside. Just walking, or maybe just going to where you normally go. If you're someone who's always inside your house, maybe just go to the closest shopping center or the closest food supermarket and just look at people. And yeah, that's basically it. I need to also stop saying, anyways. The next point is if you work on that. So let's just go and summarize the 3 points that we did. We got the posture, we got smile, and we got eye contact. So here is a before if I didn't do any of that. I'll slump my shoulders, resting bitch face, not smiling, not making eye contact, looking away. And here is after. Shoulders bright, chin up, looking forward, relax. I'm not being tense. I'm just relaxed, but upper body strong. Chin up. I'm smiling, making eye contact. Imagine I'm just like talking to you. So yeah, those are the 3 tips. Now, if, like I said, don't feel discouraged if this takes a long time to improve on. As long as you realize these seeds and these ideas and these concepts, you can work on this. And this is on an external level. The internal level is a complete different game. But if you're just wasting some time at the moment watching YouTube and you just want some external tips, here are some tips. Posture, smile, eye contact. The best way to do that is just practice, little practice. The last thing I want to explain is if you're talking to someone and you're actually you don't know what to say or you don't know how to even communicate as a human to human, this is a theory that helps me out. Basically what it was is passing the ball, right? So imagine I'm holding a soccer ball and I'm passing the ball. Now this soccer ball represents questions, right? Questions are the key to getting someone to open up. Don't worry too much about the questions, whatever. It could be how's the weather, it could be how you doing, or what it is that you're buying, whatever it is. You have this question in this bowl and you're just passing the ball to the other person. So you ask the question, how are you doing? Get the ball, pass it to the person. Now the ball is on their court. So they've got to answer your question. Then when they answer their question, they could either keep talking, which I find unfortunately a lot of people do, right? But they can keep talking. And then what happens is you just really do your best to listen and actually engage. You ask the question. So you're now in a dialogue to listen, to experience communication, to experience how this person thinks. It's a wonderful thing. They think, they talk. And as they talk, you can feel free to chip in, right? They say something, you can probe a little bit like, oh, so you've said you've been feeling good. Why have you been feeling good? You said you're feeling sad. Oh, why have you been feeling sad? Right? So like, don't get too detailed. I just want to plant a seed for you guys right now. And then after they might have the ball and they pass it into your court and then you can answer. If you struggle to talk or answer when someone asks you a question, that just takes, once again, a little bit of practice, right? There's no secret magic or source. These are just the simple ideas that maybe you can just internalize is passing a ball, right? So you can say a short answer or you can say a long answer. But if you say a short answer, so someone says, what do do you like to do in your free time? And you don't have much experience talking to people and you feel really nervous, you might just say, I like to play basketball. And normally back then I would end it. But what you can do is now, because you have the ball and you don't know how to talk much, one, you can practice talking more, or two, you can then ask a following up question. I like to play basketball. What's your favorite sport? And you pass the ball back to them and then they can talk, they can talk. It's basically how the game works of socializing, human interaction. You have a question, you pass the ball to someone, they answer the question, they can keep talking about the question, or they can give the ball back to you and ask you a question, then you answer. Now, there's kind of levels to this, which is why the more better you get at socializing, the more intelligent you get. You can ask better questions, and better questions lead to better answers. But don't feel discouraged if you ask a simple question, whatever comes to your mind. That is better than not communicating at all if you're someone who wants to work on socializing. So those are the 4 points. One is posture, relax. Two is smile, and three is eye contact. And the fourth one is if you struggle to understand human interaction, having a bowl, the bowl is the question. You pass the ball to someone else, they have the ball in their hand, they answer the question, they pass the ball back to you, and it's a back and forth dialogue. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. This is just the fundamental basics I find to improve socializing on an external level. Now, like I said at the beginning, when it comes to socializing, it's more of a essence, your soul, like the internal. Like if you struggle to hold eye contact with someone because you're scared or you're hiding and you don't feel worthy, which is completely normal. Like a lot of people feel like that. I used to feel like that. I still occasionally do. Get a pen and paper and jot down what you're afraid of people seeing. You can achieve this in a few days, a few weeks, a few months, or a few years. This takes years, some people years. So don't be afraid, or don't feel doubtful if you're social. If you feel like you can never get good at socializing, you can, right? You can. You just have to do the ugly work. And it's not really pretty. It's not joyful. It's ugly and it sucks. Really sucks. But it's important to go deep and realize, okay, well, I can't look at people because I'm hiding. I'm hiding because I just feel like a worthless piece of shit. And if that's the case, then write that down and write why. And that's the first step. Once you're aware of your problems, that's the first step for you to improve. So that's more of an internal level. Hopefully you guys can understand the difference. Like that's the internal game. And that's like 99%. The external game, it's like, yeah, you can learn it, right? It will change your game forever, but that internal soul is like really different. And I'm still nowhere near where I want to be in terms of that. I'm just making this video because on an external level, these 4 things pretty much help me out a lot. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you're someone who struggles with like social anxiety or anything like that, let me know what topics you would like me to talk about or what things you're struggling with. Or if you're struggling with any of these 4 and you want some more tips on them, just feel free to reach out, write a comment, and I'll be sure to make a video on that. But hope you guys enjoy and wish you guys a lovely rest of your day.